lovely peoples. It's me. I'm not sure who you were expecting. I mean, I'm not sure who else you were expecting. Well, that was kind of funny and then I wrecked it, so. Alright, I am using vanilla from Range. Now, I think that this is like a pretty good assumption that this will have vanilla in it, or vanilla in it, right? So, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a 2-layered soap, or yeah, 2 layers. And in the bottom layer I'm going to put a little bit of latte, and in the top layer I'm just going to leave it nothing. And it'll be so we can see how much it discolours, because part of using these fragrances is to test them and see what they do, and discolouring is part of that. So I thought, especially with the vanilla, it would make sense to leave some of it just uncoloured. I'm going to jinx everything right now and say this will probably be the quickest soap I've ever made. You know, if anything's going to jinx something, that'll be it. Even though I don't believe in jinxing, but anyway. I don't believe in anything anymore, you guys. I have lost the will to believe in anything. Not even lost the will, it's like, I feel like I'm not as gullible anymore, like, and I don't feel the need to cling on to things like the fact that I'm a Gemini, and you know, like, it's so stupid. I don't, it just, and then I was watching, oh, they had a medium on RuPaul. It's just, I was appalled, honestly, because it was just so fake. I mean, I understand wanting to believe that stuff. I really do, honestly. I've been to see mediums before, spiritualists, whatever you want to call them. You know, especially not long after Mum died, and I really wanted to feel like she was sort of there watching over me, you know, and it's just stupid, because it's just stupid, because they're liars. Like, these are people that are, excuse me, taking your money and making shit up. It's not like they're even just giving you a bad product. They're just giving you a pretend product. Anyway, I didn't realise I was going to find a high horse in this video. I managed to go without one in the last one. Shit. Now, do I risk it and put it all in here and then pour some off? You know what? I'm going to do it, because, I mean, what's the worst that can happen? It seizes. Oh, it went white, so it made rice. Ooh, look at that. Look how white that is. Can you guys see that? I tell you what, this thinner bench is good. This doesn't smell bad. It's very faint, but it smells like vanilla essence in the bottle. Alright, it's behaving. It was very clear, as you can see, it was super clear. There's no colour in it at all. That was not my hand shaking, that was me shaking it because I'm weird. Okay, it's not thickening, there's no ricing. What the hell? What have I done wrong? Every time I use Range fragrances that don't play up, I'm like, oh, have I done something wrong? Did I forget to put a line? What did I do? No, they're just actually really good products. It's just, I'm not used to it. Alright, spoon. I really need to move these spoons closer, don't I? Okay, so we'll give it a good whack of latte. Let's give it another little bit. Such a pretty colour. Latte. I drink a latte if it's got chocolate in it instead of coffee, which makes it a hot chocolate, but that's not the point. The point is it doesn't have coffee in it. I've just realised how thin this is. How am I supposed to layer this? Jesus Christ. Of course. Okay, so I've just stick blended that for about a minute. I'm not even joking. Editing Lee, could you please tell the people how long I just stick blended that for, please? Look, me talking to my future self, I mean, really not as weird as you might think. I talk to the present me all the time, so. Oh my god, I have chocolate ice cream upstairs, a bullet chocolate ice cream, and it just is the exact same colour. Thank God I've got some ice cream upstairs because I'm going to go eat some now. Oh, it's beautiful, but it's just not thick. Girlfriend, what's going on? This is gorgeous. Oh, love it. Love it. I want to get as much off this. I'll actually clean it, I think, because I want to give this a stick blend, maybe. But look at this. Honestly, it had to have been almost a minute. And this is just like light trace. Look at it. It's just barely a trace. It's mental. It's so super. No, try not to smack myself in the mouth. It's barely there. The fragrance is barely there. It's not strong at all. This one you might have to up. I think they did I not say 5% on these? I'm pretty sure that's what they said. But oh, yeah, it's barely there. Maybe at 5% it would be a bit better. But God, it's well behaved. It's a bit crazy. It's a bit crazy, yo. I resisted watching that for so long. It's so funny because I hate drugs, right? I don't approve. I don't like at all. Not a fan. We just put it that way. I'm not a fan. Even of pot, not a fan. I just don't understand why anyone would want to not think straight. For someone who has no control over their brain, you guys must understand that, you know, anything that makes me lose even more control is not something I want ever. So it's kind of that. I think that's why I don't like drugs so much. And like you get stoned or you get drunk. So it's the same with alcohol too. And you're not having a better time. You're just drunk and think you're having a better time. So it's just fake. And I was trying to explain that to Bree and Curtis, I think it was. And they're like, but you're still having a good time. I said, but it's fake good time. It's not even a real good time. It's just you just think you're having a good time. I'd rather just have a good time or not be fooled into thinking something. I'm weird. We are already aware of this. If you've been around this channel long enough, you know that I'm weird. And the next door neighbours after tonight will also know that I'm weird. Oh dear. Oh, they might think I'm on the phone, or they might not even be taking any notice. This is stupid. This is stupid. I mean, stupidly awesome, but stupid. Get all the chocolate ice cream off of this one. This is beautiful. This would be brilliant for like a lovely drop swirl or even an in the pot swirl. It's so good. I'm so pleased. I'm also really pleased with this bench. This is not, I mean, my belly's hanging over, but you know me guys, I don't give a shit. But I'm not sort of leaning all the way over there to be in front of the camera for you guys. So yeah, my back's not killing me. It's great. I didn't stick blend it for very long because I basically just wanted to stick blend it to just make sure that all the fragrance was incorporated. I wasn't stick blending it to make it thicker. So I'm just going to put a little bit in our little smell me here, because if this is nice, this will go to Lisa as well. If not, it'll go to as a freebie to somebody. Alright, so because these are still so very loose, the best way to do this is always to pour onto your onto your spatula, because instead of it pouring in one place and being heavy, it spreads out and isn't as heavy in one place, so it's less likely to sink through. Which you will have seen other soapers do more than once, probably. Especially when we have soaps that do behave and freak us out and we're like, well, shit, was doing layers and it's all a bit loose. I'm just going to turn it around very carefully. And I'm just going to do the same thing. I like to wiggle my spatula just so that it spreads it out across the entirety of the soap. Because if you can get it all the way to the edges, then it's less likely to sort of just push up just at the edge there. Now I don't necessarily care about straight lines, I just didn't want it to dip down in it too much because this is an experiment to see if this discolours, and I don't want them to mix up too much. It probably wouldn't have mattered anyway, but yeah, there's that. Yeah, there's barely any smoke. I'm not smelling. I'm standing here and all I can smell is the vanilla caramel melts I poured over there. I cannot smell this at all. Whereas the Aussie sea salt, I could smell it as I was working with it, which was the last soap that I made. Something. Interesting. Very interesting. Look how loose. It's still so loose. I'm not going to be able to do anything with this top at all. Just, that would be a nice flat top. I don't do flat tops very often because usually things don't behave this well for this long. I'm not even going to take a photo of this for Instagram because it's boring. Actually, what I might do... let's have a little, I know what we'll do. Hang on. We'll have a little sprinkle of the latte on the top, just to dress it up just a little bit. We'll just go down the middle. I need to go back upstairs. I'm sure there's a bunch of prints that are finished. And I'm sure the cats are hungry. Well, Boogly will be. Socks will be asleep some weird place. He's a funny cat. Boog sleeps in one spot. Like, he's found a spot. He's currently sleeping on a tub that has a bunch of soaps in it. The lid's on it. And that's it. That's where he sleeps. And he sleeps there every single time that he sleeps. Socks, no. I mean, he'll be in the middle of a sleep and he'll get up and he'll move and then go back to sleep again. He's so weird. Yeah, well, he's my cat. Oh, come on. God, this is slow. I'm bored now. My feet hurt. I'm ready to go back upstairs and probably, I don't know, it's Saturday night. I feel like I could take some time off. What can I do? I may either watch Startup on Netflix. If you guys are looking to watch a fun drama, a Korean drama, then try Startup on Netflix. It's got Bae Suzy. She's like one of my favourite actresses. I can't remember the guy's name, but he's adorable. Let's give it just a little hint of gold. We probably should have put a little bit of brown on that one, which we didn't. There you go. And if you want a Korean drama that tears your heart out, stomps on it and shoves it back in your chest, I highly recommend Uncontrollably Fond. I just watched it for the second time. It's got Kim Woo Bin in it. He is, God, he is amazing, and he's just gone through cancer treatment, like in real life. So Uncontrollably Fond is about someone who has cancer, and it is honestly the most heart-wrenching thing I have ever watched in my entire life. And I watched it probably, I don't know when it came out, 5 years ago or something like that, and it's taken me this long to watch it again because, oh, wow, it's something else. There you go, that's it. We'll it'll be interesting to see how long this takes before it's ready to cut, because usually when fragrances are this loose, like this, they take longer to cut, so this may not be ready to cut tomorrow afternoon. If it's not, I'll leave it for another day. I imagine the Aussie sea salt that I did before this one, it seized pretty much. Usually when they seize like that, they're ready to cut within a couple of hours. So it's interesting to see how that plays with when you can cut your soaps. Yes. Alright, I think I'm going to go watch some Netflix. Why not? Saturday night. I feel guilty when I do it, and I've got to realise that feeling guilty for not working the whole time I'm awake is stupid. And I know that it's stupid, but I still do it anyway. And I thought, oh, I could just be doing this, and I could just be that. Like, I keep the printers going. They just go constantly. But yeah, I'm sort of up there like, oh, well, I could be doing this, I could be doing that. It's like, just stop. It's Saturday night at friggin' 10:30. Just stop already. Alright, I will see you guys for the cutting. Ta-da! Hey ho! So I came down to do the washing and cut my other soap here. And I didn't really consider cutting this, to be honest, because I assumed I wouldn't be able to cut it today at all. It's 11:30 in the day, so this is, what, 12 hours old, I guess. And I expected, like I said, that I wouldn't be able to cut it because it was so loose for so long. Now, it's had a bit of fragrance leakage. You can see the little spots there. Not bad, but you can also see that it has pulled away from the mould really easily. So I'm just going to have a look and see if I can actually get it out, if it's actually ready to unmould or not. It certainly looks like it is. If you can just break your seal on your mould, you can usually pop your soaps out pretty easy. Yeah, righto, that's coming out, Liz. It is a tiny bit soft, comparatively to the Aussie sea salt that I just unmoulded. Oh yeah, she's discoloured. But we expected that. It's darkened fairly well. I'll show you the difference. Let me just cut some, and then I'll show you the difference on top to inside, and then that's a good indication of how it's going to discolour. Yeah, that's not soft. That's not soft at all. So, on the inside you can see it's still, oh no, that's blue, don't do that. Eek. Eek. Inside you can see it's still a really pretty soap colour. But on the top, even where there's no mica and that, you can see even the sides. Yeah, there you go, that's probably a better way to see it. You can see the difference in the colour from here to here. So yeah, it's a bit stronger today in the smell, which is good. I was a bit worried about that. It has gelled as well. I can see that in this piece. You can see the gel ring here. It is quite warm in here. If I knew where the temperature thing was, 24.8. So it's not like super warm, but it's like super humid. The problem I have found in this house, there you can see the gel ring in that one too, is that there are no windows you can leave open that the rain doesn't come in. Because like we're having a weather event at the moment. Because Australia, when are you not having a weather event, honestly? That's actually a really interesting piece to look at. Let's see if we can get up close and personal with that. Now you can see the gel ring, right, which is this round bit here, but you can also see the edges, see the discoloration there, which is a nice clear indicator that it's going to change. Yeah, now we're having a weather event. There's a whole bunch of places down south that are super flooded right now. One of the places happens to be Wauchope, which is where my middle son lives, and because he doesn't talk to me, I don't know if he's okay. I mean, I know him and Georgia and the baby will be okay. It's just, I don't know if they've, you know, if their house is flooded or anything, but honestly, that's neither here nor there anymore. Yeah, but yeah, it's pretty bad down south, and the rain has now moved. I mean, it's been raining here for a week, but the rain is mental. Like, it just pisses down and it doesn't stop. Like, it's honestly, it's so heavy, and it goes for hours and it doesn't stop. So apparently this is the 1 in 50 years flood or something, but apparently they're saying that it wasn't in the forecast models, so no one was prepared for it. But the CBD of Port Macquarie is completely flooded as far as since I watched the news yesterday. I haven't watched it today. And there were evacuation orders. I know that Warragamba Dam has spilled over, which it hasn't done for a very long time. Been to Warragamba Dam. I think I went there on a school excursion, so that was 1 or 2 years ago. So yeah, the weather system has moved up the coast, so it's we haven't been given any warnings yet, so we're kind of lucky here in that the Clarence River is massive. Like, it takes a lot for the Clarence River to flood, and we have to have more rain up north because that's where the catchment is. God, I sound like I know what I'm talking about. It's funny that when you move to a place and your dad becomes a fisherman, you tend to learn all this stuff about how rivers flood and stuff like that. Like, local rain is not going to do anything. It's just going to make the yard horrible. But yeah, so we're having this massive weather event at the moment. It's like, yeah, okay, so last year we had fires, this year we're having floods. You know, next year it'll be, I don't know, what's other than those two. There was apparently a tornado ripped through a town the night before last. I mean, we get tornadoes in Australia, they're just not super common. It's just, yeah. But the damage, Jesus Christ, the damage. I mean, you friends in the UK, not the UK, sorry, the US, you understand, those of you that live near tornado places, you understand the damage, but, you know, it's really not, that's not coming out of there. There's a difference with these little moulds. They just, because they don't have a lot of, top surface area, they don't set up as much because they're only just these little ones. So this, I mean, I'm not even getting, the silicon's not even pulling away from the edges all the way down. So that's not coming out of there today. Alright, well, that was a nice little educational for you on weather and catchment systems. Really wasn't that educational, but whatever. Alright, I'm going to go and bag and tag these melts now so that I can send Lyndal's order tomorrow. Hi Lyndal, you'll now know what day today is because your order is going out tomorrow. Yeah, and I'll see you all guys. See all you guys. Wow, why was that sentence so hard? I'll see all you guys for the next one. Bye. Jesus.